May the desire for the presence of God increasing you daily, you will never be far from his house. For your word says, "And I will dwell in the house of the Lord. I seal you in the covenant of the Lord's presence. No devil shall remove you from his sanctuary. You will dwell there forever, for your word says forever. I declare divine restoration over your mind, your emotions, and your spirit be made whole by the breath of God, for your word says, He restores my soul. May you be guided into purpose and purity, walk the path of righteousness with boldness and favor. For your word says, He leads me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. In every decision, may God's hand guide you and His name protect you from error and delay. For your word says, for His name's sake, even in dark valleys of uncertainty, I declare the light of God surrounds you, fear shall not master you. For your word says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Let every shadow of death be driven out by the presence of the living God, be covered by divine assurance. For your word says, I will fear no evil. May you feel the nearness of the Lord in every trial. He is with you. You will not be forsaken. For your word says, for you are with me. I declare divine comfort in your affliction. The rod of God shall defend and direct you. For your word says, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. I speak protection and spiritual covering over your life. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. For your word says, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. God is setting a divine banquet before you right in front of those who thought you would fall. For your word says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You will feast in breakthrough where others were expecting your downfall. I declare divine vindication. For your word says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. May the oil of the Holy Spirit overflow upon your life. Be anointed for victory, favor, and dominion. For your word says, you anoint my head with oil. I command a fresh outpouring of divine oil over your thoughts, your dreams, and your destiny. No more dryness. For your word says, you anoint my head with oil. May your cup overflow with joy, peace, strength, and supernatural favor. No more emptiness, for your word says, my cup overflows. I declare an overflow financially, spiritually, emotionally. Let heaven pour out abundance that cannot be contained, for your word says, my cup overflows. Goodness shall be your portion. I release the angel of goodness to walk beside you day and night. For your word says, surely goodness shall follow me. Mercy shall find you and lift you out of every pit. Every judgment against you is overruled by the blood. For your word says, and mercy shall follow me. Let every new day bring fresh waves of goodness and mercy. You are not alone. Heaven is backing you.